Our Alpha, who art predatory, hallowed be thy name. Thy Sienna come, thy will be done, I'm told eventually, hasn't happened yet, in fanfiction as it is in hell. Deliver us from Aiden, and lead us not... I don't know. This chapter is called The Confession. So, here I am, Lord. I'll go willingly.
I am sukisteele.
Hello, my children. Welcome back to my very Christian channel. I forget what it's like to be Christian. I forgot most of that prayer. Eek. For those of you who missed Mass last time, previously on the Werewolf Fanfiction app, make fun of you loving the Ferris wheel. I didn't say I loved it. It's just, I like it best. Why are we talking about the Ferris wheel for so long? Did you see that? I asked, suddenly out of breath. Aiden just looked around quizzingly. Say what? The lady. What lady? She was right there. All right, we all caught up? Stop missing videos. I mean Mass. It's holy. Sienna's bum holy. Ah! Oh yeah, we're still at the fair. Lol. We were nearing the Ferris wheel, and I was trying to shake the image of the purple-eyed woman from my head. Aiden clearly hadn't seen her, and if I brought her up again, I was sure he would sign me into a psych ward or something. He wants to fuck you too bad, he wouldn't do that. I would love to sign you up for a psych ward though, Sienna. If it's going. Come on. I pulled Aiden up to the teenager manning the Ferris wheel ticketing booth. I dipped my hand into my purse to buy us both a ride, but the teenager just held his hand up. I know it's gonna be like, he's the alpha, so we're not charging him. But really, it should be, you're not allowed in this ride. We really think that you might fuck in this ride. Sienna, get out of here. Sienna, not again. Not again, girl. No, no, no. Every year you try to ride this Ferris wheel. Get out of here. Huh. It seemed traveling with the alpha had some perks. The teenager escorted us past the line. Ah, what? I wouldn't care if we came up with against Queen Meryl Streep. I still wouldn't want her to skip the line. There's a bit of a class system. This werewolf society. And then we were stepping onto our own private car. Ooh, that'd be pretty cool. The London Eye has this thing where you can go and have your own little private booth, but you can have like dinner there and you can have like champagne there and shit. Seems pretty cool. It's like £1,500, but it seems pretty cool. If I was Aiden, I'd get it for free. But if I was Aiden, I'd get a fucking, I'd be a predator. Jesus Christ. Forgive me. I slid across the bench. Oh my god, I don't care. The teenager helped us bring the bar down, making sure we were secure. Oh, I was like expecting like a bit more of a high-tech Ferris wheel, but I guess it's just one of those rickety ones. Okay, well if they fuck on this, it's gonna be pretty disappointing. Enjoy the love wheel, he said with a wink, and disappeared back into the crowd. No! Ew, how gross. Ew, how sticky would the love wheel be? It wasn't called the love wheel last year, I said to Aiden, feeling a blush spread across my cheeks before I could stop it. Can you stop a blush? I've read this like 1,000,000 times. Can you stop a blush? Comment below, can you stop a blush? Because I've never successfully managed to. It's an urban myth, perpetrated by not like other girls Sienna. Just like the myth that there are girls who are not like other girls, we're all the exact same. Uniformity. Communism. Our car rose quickly until we were right at the top of the wheel, looking down at the town beneath us. I thought it was like the entire East Coast. No, this is like the entire East Coast of America. How is the entire East Coast of America fitting in this one Ferris wheel? I guess they're werewolf. What's the werewolf population? It's beautiful. Aiden's gonna say something stupid about her being more beautiful. It is. I looked at him and he said that. I looked at him as he said that, and I looked at him as he said that and had an overwhelming feeling that he wasn't just talking about the view. Of course he'd be talking about me. I'm the most important girl in the whole world. Some of the comments in my last video had mentioned how I was about to find out what happened to Emily, and I am very excited. Who's Emily? At the sound of her name, I whipped my head up. I heard you saying her name when you were sleeping. You kept repeating it. His eyes searched my face for answers. I hadn't talked about it with anyone before. Oh my god, please just fucking, like, please tell us. Please tell us. My biggest guess, this goes against all my guesses, because my biggest guess was that Emily actually dated Aiden, and that was going to be a huge point of conflict. And then she, like, mysteriously disappeared and died. But apparently that's not it. I'm wrong. Oh, that's so rare for me. It's a new feeling. I've never been wrong before. Oh, I just know something awful happened to Emily. I'm gonna feel really, really bad about making fun of this entire fanfiction. Well. Oh, Aiden's point of view. Lovely. Fantastic. Just what I needed. Just what I needed. Tell me what happened to Emily! I heard Sienna whimpering in her sleep last night when I was holding her in my arms. I could feel her body trembling and I couldn't see tears in the darkness, but I wouldn't have been surprised if there'd been some on her cheeks. Right then, deadly. She called out for Emily over and over again, loud enough that I'd been woken up. I didn't mind, of course. Maybe it was the alpha in me, but I like being needed. I like being needed. Doesn't mean I sexually assault girls in the bathroom. Ooh, if you were Aiden, you'd totally think that Emily was like her girlfriend. I want a version of this fucking story with a lesbian so bad. So bad. Ooh, someone actually commented that they wrote a version of this story where Jocelyn and Sienna run away together. I think it was by Croesus. I think that's their name. I need to read that for a video. Like and subscribe if you want to see Sienna run away with Jocelyn, guys. And then go read Croesus's amazing story. I'll link it below here. I hugged her to me taut and smoothed her hair as she stopped whimpering, and then I fell back asleep. I knew that kind of unconscious emotion didn't come from some arbitrary character in your imagination. Wow, what a psychologist you are, Aiden. Clap it up. My curiosity got the best of me. So when we were locked into our Ferris wheel car looking down at the fair all the way down, I brought it up. It's the best time to bring up anything emotional and potentially scarring in public on a Ferris wheel when she's just trying to enjoy herself. She said it's her favourite thing in the world, so I thought I'd just fuck it up for her. Something immediately shifted in her. She inched a little bit away from me, and I don't think she did it on purpose. What a fucking psychologist. Aiden, wow, I didn't know that you went to college for psychology. What a fucking... Fuck you, Aiden, fuck you. Aiden's the kind of guy that thinks he knows best. Hate that. I think her instinct when someone asks her something personal and important is to create space. Aiden, does Aiden have like a little fucking journal of little bits about Sienna? He's fucking dissecting her character. He's a genuine psychopath. Something my dad taught me when I was young was to never expect anything for free. What's his dad sound like? Do something to get something, he'd say, and that notion has always stuck with me. So on the Ferris wheel, I prepared myself to give something. I had a brother! He had a brother! I used to be a very fucked up child. There's no other way to explain it. And this story is pretty fucked up, but I once pretended that I had a twin who died. For attention. So I feel like, it was only once as well, to a babysitter that only came around once. I feel like Aiden's doing something similar here. He definitely didn't have a brother. You're making this up to get into Sienna's pants. I had a brother. I could feel her gaze follow me immediately. His name was Aaron. Really? You were Aaron and Aiden? What was your dad's name, Arnold? Was your mom's name Amy? Was? She choked out. I looked at her now, nodding. He'd always known I'd surpass him as alpha, and he said he could sense it the whole time we were kids, but he didn't care. He'd tackle me and throw me around anyways. Secretly, he was trying to beat Aiden up and kill him so he could be alpha. Just saying. He met his mate, I said. Her name was Jen. She was a human, a scientist, beautiful and smart. She was his perfect match. That was what gave me inspiration to keep my hope intact. The hope that one day, I'd meet my mate too. But then I went on Reddit and I found r/incels, and then I realized women suck and I need to assault one in the bathroom to ever find a mate. Then one day in the lab she was working in, there was an explosion. It was a station over from hers, a mix of chemicals that shouldn't have been together, an accident, human error, they said, but it was too late. She was gone. Fuck! You know what happens when we lose our mate? Aaron's heart couldn't take it. It broke into pieces, disintegrating day by day, and there's nothing left, and then he was gone too. Oh my god. When your mate dies, you die. Is that what happened to Emily? After all this, is that really what happened to Emily? That's fucked. That sucks so bad. Then she looked at me, her eyes somehow providing me with some kind of relief, like she was soothing my soul without saying a word. What kind of look would that even be? Sienna said, ooh, ooh. And then she took a breath, like she was getting ready to stick her head into the new world. What? Like she was getting ready to stick her head into a new world. What kind of analogy is that? Something about the way Aiden had been so open with me, so raw. I'd let all my memories free. Yeah, he manipulated you into saying something. That's what he said he was gonna do. And he did it. Hooray. Like he'd somehow been able to tell that I was okay. Okay, cool. We didn't have to be afraid anymore. Not anymore. Cool. What happened to Emily? Last time I'd seen Emily, it was the day after. She had a big date the night before with a guy she'd been into for a while. She was nervous, sure, but we were 15. What girl wasn't nervous to go on a date? Why am I like really nervous? I'm really nervous. I'd helped her get ready, made sure her outfit was sexy enough to catch his attention. At 15? 15? I'd even brought over Celine's glitter lotion, the kind that, when rubbed in, left a trail of sparkles behind. You look good enough to eat, I'd said, laughing, and then I sent her off. He texted me a few times when I was at dinner with my family, saying he was being too touchy, too aggressive. Oh no. I fell asleep early. When I woke up the next morning, my phone showed I'd 4 missed calls from her Sienna. I hadn't had so much as a crush on anyone yet, so I wasn't that upset to have missed the calls. I didn't care. But I went into her bedroom anyways, saw her tucked under the covers. What's wrong? I asked, running over to her, and she pushed the blankets off her. My eyes moved, saw the glitter across her safe, but I also saw claw marks and a trail of dried blood. Emily, I cried, grabbing her hands. Are you okay? What happened? He thought... She started and tears welled in her eyes. He thought I looked good enough to eat. Sienna, that's super not your fault. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of any of that. That's all very sad. But Sienna, that is super not your fault. He reached out to wipe a tear that had fallen away. It's not your fault. One time I'll agree with Aiden. One time, Sienna. He gets one. And it's this one time. That piece of shit werewolf is the one who should be crying. I'm not laughing, but Jesus Christ. Who was gonna tell me this takes the darkest turn in history? She committed not alive. Like 2 days later. Girl! Oh no! He inhaled sharply, his eyes closing, and when he opened them again, they were red. Like he was experiencing the pain along with me. My eyes don't go a different color. This is new. Do werewolves' eyes go different colors? I'll get it, he said, and he brought his hands to my lips. No, he brought my hand to his lips. He kissed it gently. So gently I wondered if, had my eyes been closed, I would have felt it. You would have felt it, Sienna, God. What? Why you're keeping your purity? It's sacred and it should be respected. I'll respect it, Sienna. I'll respect you. They don't write textbooks for these kinds of conversations, and if they did, this would be the answer that every kid should memorize. I completely agree with respecting everyone's boundaries, and if you want to hold on to your stuff, you do it. I don't care. You do you. You do whatever makes you comfortable. But this took a very Christian turn. It is a good thing we are in a church. I felt ease surge through me. Like all the stress I'd been nervous about feeling for the first time I had the Emily conversation had vanished because of the man sitting beside me, clutching my hand. Girls, if you go through a traumatic situation, therapy, knock it off. Telling your family and friends, knock it off. You just need a man. He'll solve all your issues for you. A big, strong alpha. Makes me so mad. The alpha made my heart beat slow, made me feel at home in a car 1,000 feet off the ground. Cool, 1,000 feet, 100 feet off the ground. I don't care. Now I'm just sad. As the wheels started to turn, as we lowered back down to where we belonged, I couldn't help but think that Aiden might just be my mate. Is that the end of the chapter? Cool. Well, that's depressing, but I still don't like Sienna, and I still don't like Aiden. And nothing that anyone can tell me is gonna change my mind. Right. Well, Mass is dismissed. But before we go, I will do my final blessing. If you hath made it to this point in the video, that doth mean that we are acquaintances. So doth may as well like this video to become friends of God, and comment to become, subscribeth to becometh best friends. Mine comment, Jesus's comment of the week, the most holy child of the week comment goes to Ash Serrano. You are a holy child. The gays. Can I get married, please? Homophobes. No, you're ruining the sanctity of marriage. Don't tell the bride. Haha, piggy wedding. Homophobes. Haha, piggy go brrrr. Good point, Ash. Good point. That got dark, but we're in church. It's a dark place, and I'm sorry that I read this week. Love you loads. Bye.